transportation. Fatty acids from fat cells to muscles. Blood flow. That's important. That is low when you eat a meal. When you're in a fasted state, blood flow to the fatty tissues increase. That's kind of hard. You have to eat, right? You can't be fasted the whole time. So again, what we need to do to create that environment is to have a low carbohydrate diet. All right. Here's another interesting thing. On the fat cell, there's different receptors that the catecholamine will bind to. And when it binds to the proper one, it will break down the fat. But at different parts on our body, it's usually around the waist for guys, hips and legs for women. They got more of the or binding receptors that the catecholamines do not want to bind to versus the ones that we want to. So like visceral fat in the inside of the body usually burns really quickly. Fat here where you don't want to see it, so when that doesn't bind well, and it's harder to lose that. Okay, let's see. Now, after transportation, we've got to get the fat or the fatty acid to the muscle. How do we do that? There's another term there called carnitine. That shuttles that fat into the muscle, so our muscle or the mitochondria can use it for fuel. Again, higher carbohydrate shuts that down. So again, low carbohydrate diet. Exercise will increase catecholamine levels. You guys kind of get what I'm trying to say here? Low carbs is the key. Exercise is another. All right. Type of exercise is important. I'll go into that in a little bit. So one thing you have to understand, the only place where fat burning takes place is in the muscle. So we have to what? Increase our lean muscle. The more muscle we have, the more fat burning is going to take place. Super low diets isn't going to work for you because that tends to break down lean muscle and you'll lose it. Okay, so don't want a low calorie diet. Restricted, yes, not low calorie. And another note, low calorie, you will not perform well. You just won't have the energy to do what you need to do at boot camp or any other fitness program down there. All right. So here's some myths about fat loss. A calorie is a calorie. Who believes that is true? It doesn't matter if you restrict whatever calories in, or if you have less calories going in than the calories you burn, you're going to lose fat. Who believes that?
Well, doesn't it depend on the type of calorie that you're consuming?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh.
So obviously you don't believe that, right? Okay. So just adjusting calories does not make a difference. Yes, it will help, but the type of calories you ingest will play, as we just talked about, will help you reach your goals in fat loss by, again, I have to say it again, low carb, which helps keep the insulin level stable, catecholamines high, fat burning is at its highest at that time. Okay, as soon as we have that, well, let's see, I'm going to pick on wine, I'm going to pick on mochas, stuff like that.
French fries?
Fat burn's done, or it's impaired greatly. Okay, so here's a study for you. At the same calorie intake, so it doesn't matter whether it was a high fat, high carb, low carb diet, the same calorie intake, studies show, and I have a whole bunch of them listed here, and I'll go over a couple, that the low carb shows to have more fat loss and weight loss than any other type of diet that we follow. In 1978, there was a study, the group lost 14 pounds on a low carb versus 9.8 pounds. So yeah, I mean, you still lost weight with the other one, but it shows time and time again that the low carb diet always wins out.